Hey there fellow developers, welcome to a coding journey that's all about achieving code quality. Today we have got a special treat for you. I'm going to start a new series that will transform the way you write and manage your code. I'm going to start with ESLint and Prettier. These two tools are essential to keep your code clean, consistent and free from pesky bugs. We will start by explaining what ESLint and Prettier are and guide you through setting them up in your project. We will even show you how they can work together to create code harmony. But that's not all. In upcoming videos, we will introduce you more code quality superheroes. For example, Husky and Lint Stage. They will ensure that your code base stay clean even when the pressure's on. These tools are absolute must-have in your developer toolkit. By the end of this series, you will wonder how you ever code without them. So, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring notification bell so you won't miss any upcoming videos. In today's video, we will start with ESLint and Prettier. So let's get started. Let's start with ESLint. ESLint is a powerful linter for JavaScript. It scans your JavaScript code and helps you find errors and maintain consistent code styles. Now, why is ESLint important? Let me highlight a few key reasons. And very first reason is error detection. ESLint catches syntax errors and potential bugs before they cause trouble during runtime. It's like having a second set of eyes on your code. Second important reason is code consistency. ESLint enforces coding standard and style guidelines. This means your code base will have a uniform and readable structure, even in large team project. Another key feature is early bug prevention. By catching issues early, ESLint helps you prevent bugs before they become hard to debug problems down the road. And the best part of ESLint is it is highly customizable. You can tweak its rules to match your project's unique needs and coding style. So let's see how it works. So in the editor, right now you can see we do not have any file to work with. So let's create a new file. So let's say its name is index.js. Let's write some example code to work with. Let's give it any name. Let's say XYZ and its value is 10. And now let's create a function and let's name it example, and it is going to accept arguments and its default value is 1. And now here I'll say if arguments is equal to 1 and then do something, and then let's add else if arguments is equal to 2, then again do something, and again let's add else if arguments is equal to 1, then do something. Now in this example code we have some issues. For example, here they duplicate comparison. Logically it is incorrect because it is never going to reach here. So let's see how ESLint going to catch errors in this code. So for that, let's install the ESLint. But right now we do not have package.json file. So first let's create this. So in the terminal here I'll run npm init-y. It will create empty package.json file, and now I will install ESLint. So npm install ESLint and save dev. It's complete. Next, ESLint required a configuration file. We can create this by executing ESLint init. But here this command will not work because ESLint is not installed globally. So to execute this command, we will run it with npx ESLint init. This npx will execute ESLint installed in this project. So let's run this. It will ask some questions. So the first question is, how would you like to use ESLint? I will use to check syntax, find problems and enforce code style, the third option. Next is, what type of modules does your project use? We are going to use import export. So we will select this first option, JavaScript modules. So next is the which framework does your project use? Right now we are not working with React or Vue.js. So here I'll select none of these. Does your project use TypeScript? I highly recommend TypeScript. It is very powerful. If you want to learn TypeScript and want tutorials on this, write down in the comment section. So for now I want to keep it simple. So here I'll select no. And next, where does your code run? In case if your application is server-side renderer, in that case you should select node and browser both. But this project is not going to run on server side. So here I'll select only browser. Next, how would you like to define a style for your project? Here I'm going to use popular style guide option, the first one. And here we have 4 popular style guide. Here let's select the Airbnb. Next, what format do you want your config file to be in? Here I'll select JSON. And now it is going to install these dependencies. Would you like to install them now? Select yes. And here I'll use npm. So it should have created this ESLint rc.json file. Let's see this in the editor. Here we have ESLint rc.json file, and in this option we have env. This is our code style guide rules. Parser is ECMAScript version latest, and source type module to use import export in the project. And here in these rules we can add more rules according to our project. And now let's check errors via ESLint. So in the terminal, to check error, here I'll run npx ESLint, and then we can pass the file name, for example index.js in our case. By using this dot, we are giving instruction to ESLint to scan and validate all the files in the current directory. So let's run this, and here you can see it has got these many errors in the index.js. Now instead of running this command, I recommend adding this in the script section of the package.json. So let's add this. So in the editor, let's open the package.json file, and right here in the script, let's remove this. Here I'll add lint ESLint dot, and then we can pass extensions to instruct which type of files it should scan. We can say .js, or if you are working in TypeScript, then .ts. If you are working on React.js, in that case you can pass JSX and .tsx, .json. And if you are working on Vue.js project, then you can also pass .vue. But in this project we are only working in JavaScript, so let's remove all these extensions. Let's keep it simple. Now in terminal we can run npm run lint, and you can see it has executed this command, and in the index.js we have got these errors. As mentioned earlier, this dot is used to instruct ESLint to scan and validate all files in the current directory. In this case, let's assume all working files are in the source directory. So let's create a source directory, src, and let's move this index.js in the src directory. Next, let's assume that this src is compiled and JS file is generated in the dist directory. So for now, let's manually create dist directory. And let's copy this index.js from the source and paste that in the dist. So let's assume this is the main working directory and this dist is the compiled output. So now in the terminal, if I run npm run lint, you will notice that it displayed errors from both dist index.js and source index.js. But we only want to display errors from the source index.js. To achieve this, in the package.json, right here we will specify src to only scan and validate src directory. Now let's run npm run lint. This time you will see it has displayed the errors from only source index.js. Currently, errors can only be seen when running the command on terminal. It would be beneficial to have error displayed within the editor. So for that, we need to install the ESLint extension in the VS Code editor. So let's click this extension icon and here I will search for ESLint. This one. It is by Microsoft. So now let's install this. Now it is installed and close this and now navigate to index.js. Here you will see errors that ESLint has detected. You will also notice that ESLint is showing errors on dist index.js, which we want to ignore. To do this, we can create a new file .eslint ignore, and here I will specify the dist directory that we want to ignore. Now immediately you can notice that this has stopped the ESLint from showing errors in the index.js of dist directory. So now let's close this. Now that we have ESLint reporting errors in the file, let's set up automatic error fixing. So let's move to package.json and here I will add one more command. So let's duplicate this and here I'll say lint fix and next in the end I'll say -- fix. This command will fix errors in the all files of the project. To see this in action, go to terminal. First let's run npm run lint. Here you can see we have these many errors. Here we have 15 errors and 9 errors out of 15 are fixable. So here I'll run npm run lint fix. Now you will see that all fixable issues has been automatically resolved and now 6 errors are left which we have to fix manually. Now in the editor you can see only few errors left and we have to fix it manually. We can also configure VS Code to fix ESLint errors automatically on save file. So for that, first let's undo this to get back the errors and now let's open the VS Code settings by pressing Ctrl-, If you want to configure it globally, then make sure to select this user tab and then press this small icon. It will open global settings.json and any configuration in that global settings.json will affect all projects. If you want project specific settings, then select workspace and then click this small icon. It will open the settings.json for this project. Here you can add necessary configuration and it will affect only this project. So here I'll say editor.code action on save and here source.fixall.eslint true. So now on save JavaScript files, this will automatically fix all auto-correctable errors. To test this, go to index.js and press Ctrl+S to save file and you will see that the auto-correctable errors has been resolved. How cool is that? Now let's fix these errors manually. So the first error is this one, xyz is assigned a value but never used. We will see this in a moment. And next is this example function is defined but never used. So to fix this, let's call example function, and then let's pass this xyz right here. And now you will notice this xyz and example error gone. And next here it is recommended to use triple equal to. Instead we have used double equal to. So let's add triple equal to, and here also same error, triple equal to, here again triple equal to. And immediately you will notice that this branch can never execute. Its condition is a duplicate, is same right here, so it will never going to be executed. So here we should remove it. So now let's close these settings, and the ESLint configuration right here in the rules we can add custom rules as well. For example, let's say many developers do not like to use semicolons, so we can add rules to remove semicolons. For that, here we have rule semi, and here we will pass array, and in the first value of this array is going to be 1 or off or error to specify the type of error. And for the semi, the next value has two options. One is always, we always want semicolon, and second is never, we do not want semicolon. So let's save this, and immediately you will see here error extra semicolon, and on save it will automatically remove semicolon from here. Let's say here always, we always want semicolon. Immediately you will see here red underline, missing semicolon. And let's change error type warn, and now here you will see yellow underline with warning message. On save file it will bring back semicolon. In the browser, these are the large list of ESLint rules, and here we have seen example of semi, this one. Now let's talk about formattings. Very first thing, what is the difference between formatting and linting? While linting mainly focuses on detecting errors, formatting is about ensuring that your code follows consistent formatting rules such as tab width, quotes, comma, semicolons, and more. By maintaining such formatting rules, your code will appear consistent even when created by different developers using different IDEs. So how do we apply formatting for our code? ESLint have some formatting covered. ESLint performs both linting and formatting. However, another tool, Prettier, is more comprehensive and considered the industry standard. Prettier can be combined with ESLint, providing a robust solution for all of your formatting and linting needs. So now let's start by installing Prettier. So in terminal, npm install Prettier save dev is done. Next we will create a configuration file for Prettier. So in the editor, here I'll create a new file .prettierrc, and here I'll paste few Prettier configuration. We want semicolon, single quote true, print width 80, and tab width is 2, and use tab false. To use Prettier with ESLint, we also need to install npm install ESLint config Prettier save dev. This will disable the formatting rules in ESLint that Prettier is going to be responsible for handling. So let's press enter to install it. It's done. Next we also need to install npm install ESLint plugin Prettier save dev. It runs Prettier as ESLint rule and reports differences as individual ESLint issue. So press enter to install it. Next, let's register this in the ESLint configuration file. So in editor, let's close this Prettier configuration, and in the ESLint rc.json, right here in this extents, we want to add more configuration. So let's convert this into array. And now here I'll add plugin Prettier recommended. And this plugin is from this package. And make sure this should be in the end of this array, so Prettier can override rules of this plugin. Is done. Now in the package.json, here I'll add new command to format files. So I'll say format Prettier space dot and then hyphen right. Here this dot instruct the Prettier to format all the files in the current directory. Instead, here we want to format the files in the source directory. So here I'll say src. And next here I will also say hyphen ignore unknown. So here we instruct the Prettier to format all the files in the source directory and ignore the files which are unknown. Actually, Prettier can format various type of files. If it detected the unknown file, it will ignore that. Now let's test this. So in the index.js, let's add some bad formatting. And press save. Here it has automatically formatted it because of editor configuration. So for now in the settings, let's comment this. And in the index.js, let's add some bad formatting. And save file. You can see here we have some style issues. So to fix this, in the terminal we will run npm run format. Here it has formatted this index.js. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see this again. Save this file, and in the terminal npm run format, it has executed this command and our index.js is formatted. We can also instruct the VSCode to format this on save file using Prettier. So for that we need to install Prettier extension. So let's click this extension icon and search for Prettier. This one, and it is from Prettier. Let's install this. And now in the settings.json, right here, editor.default formatter is going to be this one, Prettier VSCode. And we also want editor.format on save true. So it is going to format the file on save using Prettier. So let's close this and this, and in the index.js, let's add some bad formatting. It will format the style using Prettier. Great. But here editor has used the default formatter Prettier for every language. We do not want that. Maybe you are working in PHP. For PHP you want different formatter. We also do not want to format the file on save for every language. So instead of this, here I'll paste these configurations. We specified the language JavaScript, and for JavaScript default formatter is Prettier and format on save true. Similarly, we specified for TypeScript, Vue and React. And I will also enable this. So here on save, first it is going to fix ESLint errors, and then it is going to format the file using Prettier. Let's see. Now Control S. Here we go. Issues are fixed. Great. This is all in this today's lesson. In this part we have learned the importance of ESLint in maintaining code quality and how Prettier automates code formatting to keep your style on point.
In our next video, we will dive even deeper. We are going to introduce you to a coding superhero Husky and Lint stage. So stay tuned for our upcoming videos. I hope you find this video helpful. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell to stay updated with our latest content. Thanks for watching and happy coding.